Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high. Cause St. Louis isn't ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold on, we just saying hi. Five somebody, rise up. Weekdays, catch us live. Somebody, let's go.
Welcome back to the show, guys. Good afternoon, good evening, and good morning to every single one of y'all who are watching all over the world. Yes, I got a quick story for you guys. I'll be on in a few hours here, and I know a lot of you guys are still kind of stuck watching this Johnny Depp Amber Heard thing. So I'm going to try to keep this one fairly short and sweet, but we got some really, really bad things going on surrounding this case of a 10-year-old girl that went missing a few days ago. Her remains were found, and now there's been somebody who has been arrested and taken into custody. And the thing is that there was a people that were bouncing back and forth trying to figure out if it was one person or the other. Now we have found out who this person is. Well, you know what I mean. Because of course we can't say a whole lot here, given the fact that they are a minor. But we have to try to do our best to get the facts. And the thing is that with this particular story, this is just, man, it just really angers me. I'm just gonna say this is just the most disgusting, most ridiculous thing I have ever seen. The most shocking piece of evidence that I've heard in a while. We cover a lot of crazy stuff on this channel. We cover a lot of messed up things, from pathological liars to grisly homicides to just everything. But this one really just messes me up because it is absolutely confirmed that this young girl, Lily Peters, really did know the person who did these unbelievable things to her. I'm just going to be real. Unthinkable things to this young woman, to this young girl. Okay? This young girl. I keep saying young woman, but you know what I'm saying. This young girl, she was only 10 years old, everybody. 10. Now we found out that this person, who is actually her cousin, is 14 years old. So Stace on the case, she was commenting a few things saying, oh yeah, it sounds like he's 13 or 14 years old, so on and so forth. Stace on the case has some information that she knew more than I expected, her to know. So shout out to Stace on the case for knowing some information. But I was not ready for these details. So we are going to talk about these things, and we have his arraignment, her cousin, 14 years old, by the name of Carson Peters Berger, if I'm correct. He was arraigned just a few hours ago, just a little bit ago. And we have got to talk about this. Yes. Elin. Yeah. Her cousin. Her actual cousin. And the details, I'm just letting you know right now. Yes, Greta Lee, 14 years old. Yes, he is 14 years old. 14 years old. And yes, Anna D. Didn't mean to click on this, but I'm going to click on it anyway, or, read it out loud. Premeditated, and should be charged as an adult. Life in prisione. Yes. I completely agree. But before we jump into everything, because, of course, I'm doing some ad lib because, I'm trying to get as many people to file in before I start giving in the facts. Because like I said, this conversation is not going to be a long show because I got a longer show here near the end of the night around 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So we got to jump into this. So before we go into all this, please do me a favor. Hit that like button down below. Send it past 100 likes. I see a bunch of you guys starting to file in. You know what I mean? Welcome to the Pascal Show. Of course, It's always appreciated. Helps the algorithm, helps get the story out there because you know what? This is important, y'all. This story is incredibly important. Why, you may ask? Well, I'll explain in a little bit, okay? And I've said it in the last show, and I'm going to say it again in this show, why it's so important, okay? And also, please do not forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done it yet. And you appreciate this show, please hit that subscribe button. Working our way towards 100,000 subscribers. We're right around the corner to 60,000 subscribers. So please do me the small favor and crush that subscribe button, okay? It'd be great to have you part of the Pascal Show family. Hit that join button, become a member, support this channel, okay? And of course, I have my Patreon right there, just the ticker on the bottom, patreon.com/the Pascal Show. Please support, or my Cash App. Sorry, shameless plug, but I got to keep these lights on. All right. We got to jump into some things, y'all. And I just was on a few hours ago talking about this particular story of this young girl by the name of Lily Peters. And let me show her face one more again, so that you guys can see this young girl, 10 years old. 10 years old. She was missing last Sunday because she was riding her bike on a trail, like a walking trail, 4 blocks away from her own home. She was leaving her aunt's house, or aunt. She was leaving her aunt or aunt's house, however you pronounce it. Potato, right? And suddenly, out of nowhere, she doesn't come home. So about 9 p.m. on Sunday, the father calls the cops reporting her missing. A few days later, they find her remains. Now, police went in to her aunt's home and did a deep dive, did their due diligence. And I guess they found a whole bunch of stuff that was pinning onto another person that actually lives inside the home. Her aunt's son, which is also Lily Peters' cousin, a 14-year-old, was arrested, detained, and brought into custody. He was just arraigned a few moments ago, a few hours ago. And the details, shocking. I'm going to pull up this article so you guys can see it as well. I'm also going to show you guys a little bit of the arraignment as well, because the detail, I don't even know if I can even say these words out loud myself. Not because of being, not because of worried about the bots and the keywords on YouTube. It's just too hard to say it out loud, and you'll see it here, right here. Cousin, 14 years old, is arrested for SA and strangling this young Wisconsin girl, Lily Peters, who was 10 years old, to her demise. Told cops he wanted to break her and intended to unalive her as he walked her home from his mother's home, or from her aunt's home. Yeah. First off, real quick, King Mammoth, thank you so much for becoming a member. I really do appreciate it. Trust me, we talk about all kinds of crazy stuff on this show. Just today is a little bit of a heavy one, but I do appreciate you becoming a member. Thank you so very much for your support. Like I said, I can't really say a whole lot. I'm going to be using a lot of keywords. This is just really hard to think that this happened to a young girl, to a 10-year-old. I mean, regardless, hearing about this happening to any person is devastating. But the fact that this young girl had her whole life in front of her, her whole entire life in front of her, and that has been snuffed out by her own blood. It just upsets me. And it also makes me wonder, what kind of history does this kid have? Because why would this kid say, telling the cops that he wanted to break her and intended to unalive her? Where's his psyche? What is this guy all about? What is this 14-year-old kid all about? What's he into? You feel me? What's this kid into that he would do something like this to his own cousin who's only 10 years old? Who does that? All right, let's get into this article. Dag nabbit. I'm angry. And of course, sorry, real quick, I just saw this in the corner of my eye, and it's a very good question. I'm sorry. Real quick. I know I keep delaying. I will get into this article, and we will look at this video. I promise you, the arraignment. Okay. But this just caught my eye, because here's the thing. Somebody also said earlier in our chat that there was a possibility that maybe somebody inside the home was an SO, an adult that was an SO. So Miss Vixen is asking a very solid question. Is there confirmation some adult is in his orbit, was convicted or investigated for possession of child SA materials, formerly CP? Okay. We already know what that CP stands for right next to that right after that title. I don't know. That's something that we still don't know. And we don't know if there's some sort of influence that's happened, if he's influenced by something, by someone in that household. We don't know. But that is a solid question to ask. Real talk. Is there somebody in the home that's connected to this? This is all theory, speculation of people saying that there was connection between that there's somebody in the house that's connected to that. But so far, we haven't heard anything yet. So let's get into this article, shall we? Because yeah, I'm not. Yeah, she was a fourth grader, y'all. You know what I mean? She was in fourth grade. What kind of? All right, let's get into this article. Like I said, I instantly think about every 10-year-old girl out here, every single last one. Because there's plenty of other 10-year-old girls as well that are out here missing. Lily's not the only one, but it just makes you think of how disgusting people are. That there are some real monsters out here lurking in the darkness, just waiting to do something terrible. It's just frustrating, guys. So, in the article, the 14-year-old cousin who unalived 10-year-old Wisconsin girl Lily Peters has been charged with SAing and strangling her. Lily, 10, vanished on Sunday evening. We all know this, but we're going to do a recap. In Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin, after an afternoon spent with her aunt, Lauri Davis, and her boyfriend, John Repetto, 50 years old. Lauri Davis is 45 years old. Now, there was a speculation that maybe, I guess, John Repetto has another kid, or that there was speculation that John Repetto might have had something to do with this particular situation. But right now, this 14-year-old kid is taking the whole blame. In Midnight XX, I will say this. Yes, she was. At least this is what the 14-year-old monster is saying right now. I'm sorry. I said it. Okay? Her father, Alex Peters, 43, reported her missing when she failed to return home around 9 p.m. And that was on Sunday night. Cops launched a desperate search for her and found her bicycle in a hiking trail behind her aunt's house. Her body was found on Monday in a wooded area just off a footpath and less than a half a mile from the home she shared with her parents' mother, Jennifer Early, I don't know, Irely, 38, and her brother, Dylan. The boy, who is named in court as, and this is very important, CP-B, by the way, the cousin's name is 14-year-old Carson Peters Berger, just so you guys know, appeared via Zoom link from and appeared alongside his attorneys from juvenile detention. Dressed in a black sweater, he sat quietly as the court heard how he, the boy, told police his intention was to break and unalive the victim from the get-go as he left the house and walked down the street with her. So, here it is, y'all. He had full intention on taking this young girl's life. Full intention. As soon as they walked out the front door, his intention was not to have her ride her bike back home. Continue on. DA Wade Newell asked for a bond set at $1 million as he described how the boy, I'm going to try to use code words, but punched the victim in the stomach, knocked her to the ground, and I'm trying to think of a spaghettied her to the point of death and then SA'd her. So they walked out of the house. He had full intention on doing every single thing that he did to this young girl. 14 years old, y'all. 14. She's 10. She's 10. Just saying, every single last one of us should be looking at this and be heartbroken. It doesn't matter. I know some people get oh, why are you feeling so bad for this and making it be a race thing? No. Every single last kid does not deserve anything like this. It does not matter. It does not matter. Despite defense objections, Judge Benjamin Lane agreed to set the bond at $1 million and banned him from any contact with minors. Thank God. Of course, come on, guys. This is insane. Who would be cool with letting this guy out, or this 14-year-old kid out again? Literally, the defense. Literally, the defense was trying to lower it down to $100,000. Are you out of your mind? They're like, oh, it's going to be fine. He could be monitored and so on. So, no, I don't even think anybody wants to be around this kid after saying what he said. And all the other kids out here, nah, man. Nah. The fact that he even tried to do that, the fact that he even tried to drop it down to $100,000 is absolutely beyond me. Like, what he did was not some crazy, grisly, disgusting, mind-blowing, shocking thing. 10 years old, y'all. She's 10. Lily's disappearance and murder has shocked the small Chippewa Falls community of around 30,000 people, with locals telling the Daily Mail, which is the article I'm reading here, that the 10-year-old was regularly seen riding her bike around town. On a bridge near this brewery, close to where she was found, a huge display of purple balloons and flowers was laid out. A security guard watching the area said she instantly recognized Lily when she was declared missing, telling dailymail.com she often saw her cycling along that path. She added, "This is a small town where everyone knows everyone. I never spoke to Lily, but I saw her cycling all the time. On the street where the 10-year-old lived, every tree has been decorated with purple ribbons, while some supportive signs were also seen on Davis's street. The house that she shared with her son has been taped off and is currently guarded by police. You wonder how what makes somebody want to do something to a young girl like this. It makes you wonder, especially somebody who is that young, 14 years old. And I know, they're not really naming names. They haven't named his name because, of course, he's a minor and all that. But we are all starting to get the name out there. This is a kid by the name of Carson. It is her cousin. He fully knew what he was planning on doing before he even finished tying his shoes to go outside the door. He had full intention on doing what he said. He had full intention on doing what he did. And it does make you wonder, what kind of household is that? And I'm not going to sit here and automatically point at the boyfriend, but there are speculations, there are rumors flying out there right now saying that there's somebody inside the home that is an SO, a registered SO. Could that very well be the boyfriend that lives in the house with this 14-year-old's mother? That maybe he's getting inspired by this person? Or could this be coming from just randomly just manifested within himself? It does make you wonder. It most definitely makes you wonder. But we got to go into this here because this is the arraignment for this 14-year-old suspect, or not even a suspect, but assailant, murderer. We got to look at this video here real quick, and you can hear it. They're describing what happens. It's mind-blowing, y'all, that there's people as young as 14 years old that are doing this to other people, that are actually thinking about these things in their minds. And this goes on from not only from him, this young kid going and doing this to his own cousin, but it's also people who are going and planning, stealing a gun and running off into a high school and doing, busting all up in the club, popping caps. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is just insane to me that this is a real thing. That there's 14-year-olds out here that think about these things, doing heinous acts to their own loved ones, to their own family, y'all. But let's take a listen.
On decorum for today, and there are certain rules that are in effect for this hearing for everyone, all participants, all spectators, all media. This is a sensitive matter, and just to remind media, there should be no videography of any of the defendant at all in this matter, in any of the gallery. We have to preserve not only the juvenile's rights, but also the rights of any victims that are present here today as well.
I have to say this really quick. I'm sorry. I just need to say this. I need to say this. Sometimes I feel like, sometimes I wish that they can actually throw that away. If they're going to do some heinous crime, they've already confessed to doing these heinous crimes, right? And what they've done is an act of violence that is so grisly, so disgusting, so beyond what a minor is. And they are going to most likely, hopefully, be tried as an adult. Put them on camera. Show their ass. Let's see who this person really is. I'm being real. Expose them. I wish they could. I get it. It's the law. But a part of me goes, if you're willing to do that, if you're willing to do this crazy thing, which, by the way, when you are found guilty, which you will be found guilty, you will be seeing the inside of a prison cell for the rest of your damn life, because they will try you as an adult. So why not just show their face, show that ass? Who does this? And they got to go CPB. F all that stuff, man. Show that ass. Let's see who this person is. Don't protect him. He lost all his rights when he decided to do this crazy thing to his own little cousin, man. That's what I think. But okay, I'm done now. It just angers me, y'all. Oh, this is so frustrating. All right. Man, people need to start loving each other, man. Damn.
There shall be no outbursts in this courtroom. We need to preserve decorum. And so please comply with the rules that have been posted and provided to you prior to this hearing. Attorney Newell, would you be able to call this matter? I would ask that the parties refer to the juvenile with the initials for us to proceed and then give the appearances. Thank you.
Yes, Your Honor. This is State of Wisconsin versus CP-B. As yet doesn't have a case number. The state will be filing the criminal complaint as soon as I'm done, I guess, introducing the case. Wade Newell, District Attorney for Chippewa County, appearing on behalf of the state. The defendant is at JDC with his attorneys, Kirby Harless and Carl Schmidt, all appearing via video.
All right, Attorney Harless, first of all, there has been a criminal complaint that has been filed or provided.
Actually, we'll be filing that now.
Please approach.
Scrub through this a little bit.
And Attorney Harless, have you been able to receive a copy of that criminal complaint and discuss the charges and maximum penalties with your client?
We have, yes, Your Honor. We would waive any further reading. We would waive the time limits for a preliminary hearing, which we have discussed with our client, and we are requesting that it be set for a hearing next week. I believe there's still decisions to be made as to counsel moving forward. So I'd like to have it delayed for 1 week in order to have counsel permanently assigned and make a decision from scheduling from there.
All right. Attorney Newell, did you have any arguments on bond for this matter?
Yes, Your Honor. The state is requesting a $1 million cash bond with the condition that he have no contact with any juveniles and not possess any dangerous weapons.
I was going to say, stay away from everybody. I mean, put him away, put him somewhere far away from any person, because if he's willing to do that to her, I'm sure he's willing to do that to a full-grown adult as well.
The state understands the state is asking for a very high cash bond for a defendant of 14 years of age, but given the statements that the defendant made to law enforcement that his intention was to rape and kill the victim from the get-go when he left the house with the victim going down the trail, the state believes that there is a need to protect the community and also a concern regarding the defendant fleeing, given the severity of the punishment he is facing for all three of these charges. That gives him a very big incentive not to resolve the matter and to flee the area, but the protection of community also is necessary in this case, given his statements, once again, regarding his intentions and also his statements regarding the fact that when he did get off of the trail, punched the victim in the stomach, knocked her to the ground, essentially strangled her, hit her with a stick before strangling her to the point of death before he then sexually assaulted her. Based upon all that, the state believes that a $1 million cash bond is appropriate with the two conditions outlined.
Damn right. And what's crazy to me is the detail that the act of SA happened after her soul had left her body. That's the part that messes me up, because it's, regardless of the series of events, but it does show that this person, this teenager, is not right. And like I said, this was entirely premeditated. This was what he was planning on doing right when they walked out the door.
All right, Attorney Harless or Attorney Schmidt, any objections?
Yes, Your Honor, to the cash amount. This is Attorney Schmidt. I'll be addressing the bond argument. We're asking the court to impose a $100,000 cash bond. We agree that cash is appropriate in this case. The charges are extremely serious. We do not feel that setting bond in excess of $100,000 is necessary or appropriate in this case. We do not believe that Mr. PB is a flight risk. He is 14 and an 8th grader. He cannot drive. He is not in a position to raise much money, frankly, at all on his own.
Okay. So this is a 14-year-old kid that was able to make a very heinous decisions that I don't think a lot of 14-year-old, I would assume a lot of 14-year-olds don't think about. And he was able to accomplish it. But the way his lawyer right now is saying, he's going, oh, no. He's 14. He's an 8th grader. Yes, that's the shocking part. He 14. He 14. And he's an 8th grader. And he still did what he did. And you're telling me, oh, no, it's fine. Let's do $100,000. Because he's 14. There's no way he'd be able to raise this kind of monies. Fine. Let him stay in the prison. Let him stay in jail till his court date. Let him do his thing. He made the decision. He made the decision by doing what he did. He already knew if he gets caught, I'm assuming, he already knew if he got caught, he'd be seeing the inside of a jail cell. And maybe be there for a very, 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 very long time. If he can't afford $100,000, he's not going to be able to afford $1 million. And what he did deserves $1 million, if not more. This judge shouldn't have given him any bail, period. But at the same time, in my mind, nobody, I mean, I'm assuming, I don't know, maybe I'm just a savage like this, real talk. Maybe I am a savage. But if this was my own kid and this happened, I'd be like, see you later, son. We love you. We'll see you in the trial. We'll come visit you, but we're not gonna bail you out. You are a menace. You're an absolute monster. I can't. Nope. Sorry. Not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. I can't. I'm sorry. I'm not doing it. I wouldn't do it. And I don't care if it's my baby. No, I don't care. I'm sorry. You do this, you do something like this, you staying in that jail. And you're going to spend that time in there. You've confessed. It's not like you're sitting there going, I'm innocent. Mom, innocent. You know what I'm saying? He ain't doing that. He confessed. So what are you going to do? You're going to bail him out so he can go back in a few months later? No, you can stay right in there, sweetheart. Figure your stuff out. That's it. I'm sorry. I ain't got time for it. I ain't got time for it. Because I can never think of myself doing something like this ever. So why would my own kid, my seed do something like that? And if he did do something like this, man, come on. I'd be like, Judge, give him the $1 million because we ain't paying it. Either way, if it's $100 million or $1 million, if it's $100,000 or $1 million, we ain't paying it. He gonna sit right in there collecting dust. So that's just what I think. I'm just not with it. I got a comment here earlier on. I wanted to bring this up. Yep. Thank you so much. Yep. I appreciate the comment. The perp has to be adjudicated as an adult and found guilty. If the perp is able to use mental health issues and other things, then his record will stay sealed. The courts is where this case will be judged. Absolutely. You're absolutely 110%. And I appreciate all this added information. Yep. I appreciate it. But you ain't wrong with that. You ain't wrong. If he does use that and he's saying he's 14 years old and all that, clearly there are grounds that he can use to say that there is mental health issues here for sure. He's 14 years old and he's doing this to his own cousin who is 10 years old. He already was thinking about doing these things beforehand. So something must not be right. Then it also goes down to what's going on inside that home as well. If there's some sort of, if he's getting inspired, if you will, for lack of a better term, by somebody in that household, the people, whoever is going to be defending him is going to have to do their due diligence and find out what's really going on inside that home to see if maybe there's something else going on, unless it's just something that he just grew inside of himself, manifested inside of himself alone. And that also could be a possibility too. So yes, if that actually does go down, yeah, they can keep this sealed and he could still be CPB until the day he walks out of the prison, which will be decades from now, if he is tried as an adult. But let me, I see some other comments. I just saw some super chats. I want to make sure I get these here real quick. Fred Morris, $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Wow, this was a lot more heavy than I was expecting. You're dealing with, I can't say those words, involving minors. I think I'm going to be sick. I 110% agree with you, man. Fred, for me, this is just, it's mind blowing that this actually happened. But the thing is that we've talked about stories like this before. And that's the sad part, is that it's not like it's once in a blue moon, once every 50 years, a story like this comes out. No, we still hear crazy, disturbing, heartbreaking stories, sickening stories that just come out. You see, it's even as disgusting and disturbing as, hey, you got a kid who goes home, grabs a weapon from his family's safe. This just recently happened. The Crumbles, remember? And goes into a school and just starts blasting. That's just as disgusting and just as disturbing as a CPB. We already know his name, but CPB going and already thinking about doing this terrible thing to his 10-year-old cousin and then discarding her body. Well, first SAing her body, then discarding the body out in the woods in hopes that they'll just never figure it out. But of course, they were able to figure it out with the quickness. Let's see. I got another super chat. Dark Light. Thank you so much for the $2 super chat. My son can't do his probation or house arrest here. I don't know what that exactly means, but okay. Thank you so much for the $2 super chat. And that's the thing. If it was my son, man, and if it was like this, nah, man. But we gonna figure something out. We're going to figure something out where I don't have to have, because I'd just be so ashamed, disappointed, angry. How would I be okay with this? How do you move on from this? From allowing someone to do something like what he did. I just can't wrap my mind around somebody just going, it's okay. It was a moment of weakness. No, it's a terrible thing that now She's no longer here. She had a whole life ahead of her that's gone because he made a decision before he walked out the door. She trusted him walking out the door. I appreciate you too, Rachel S. Thank you so much for the chat and the support. I really do appreciate it. I could have sworn there was another super chat, but maybe I'm wrong. Nope, that's it. And that is it. But yes, do me a favor, guys. I see a bunch of y'all in here, and if you appreciate the conversation, please do me a favor. Hit that like button down below. All right, send it past. Let's see, send it past 300 likes if you can. Okay, it's free and it helps this channel. All right, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and of course, hit that join button. Support the channel. Go to my Patreon. I also have a merch channel or merch page. Merch store. Please hit the merch down below. The link is down below, of course. And if you like the show, you like this channel, please support. Okay. But yes, this is just disturbing and beyond words, in my personal opinion. And so when I hear something like this and I see what's going down, I just can't. I constantly put myself in the shoes of like the family that's involved with the assailant, right? With the murderer, the suspect, or whatever. And especially when the suspect instantly confesses and says, yes, I did it. It's me. I did it. I was planning on doing this. I had plans on doing this, blah, blah, blah. I automatically go, well, if I were his father, would I want to stand by him? Would I be supporting him? I don't even know. Honestly, I'm telling you right now, I couldn't even do that. I couldn't even do it. I'd have to, I don't know. I really don't know. That's a tough one. So I can only imagine what the family's going through, unless the family has something going on in the underbelly of that home. There might be something dark going on in that family, which I'm hoping we find out more information on that very, very soon. We will hear some more truths about this family. Trust, because everyone's shocked by this grisly crime, by this horrendous act of violence. It just makes it just makes you wonder. It just makes you wonder so many different things. Oh. Melody Ashmore, thank you so much for the comment on Facebook. And by the way, if you're on Facebook, please do me a favor, or if you do use Facebook, please go to the Pascal Show page, follow my page, hit that follow button over there. I'd really appreciate it as well. Okay. And of course, follow me on Twitter. I am this close to 1,000 followers on Twitter. So I'd really, really appreciate the support over there on Twitter, the Pascal Show, one word. If you have Twitter, I know some of y'all are jumping ship because Elon Musk bought it and la, but at the same time, I still got a Twitter page. I'm still using it for now. Please hit that follow button on Twitter, the Pascal Show, one word. Okay. I really don't think the whole place, I don't think the Twitter's going to go down in the hell and like down to hell in a handbasket. I really don't think so. But Melody Ashmore just said something. In Wisconsin, any murder done by a child 10 plus is automatically charged as an adult. Oh. This is why I love having people who are watching on Facebook, the Twitters, the Twitch, and the YouTubes, because you get all the information from all walks of life that got some knowledge up in this biz naive. So you hear right there for everyone to read right there. Brow. So he most likely will be charged as an adult, because what he did, no 14-year-old should be doing that. And it was not an accident. It was fully premeditated. He said, I had plans on walking out and doing said things, and I did it. I accomplished my goals. That's premeditated. That is a premeditated, unalive act. He gonna be tried as an adult. Whether whoever likes it or not, He's going to be tried as an adult. And I'm with it all the way. And in my personal opinion, please do me a favor. I just say, hey, throw him under the prison. I'm sorry. That's it. He done a very, very bad thing. Man. Yeah, so it'll be very interesting. And then, of course, the trial will go down. And of course, his team, his defense lawyer, which will most likely not be someone that he chooses, his attorney, of course, but his attorney will come in and try to defend him and say, hey, you know what? He did this thing. He confessed and all that stuff. And given the fact that he confessed, blah, 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 they'll probably try to use the insanity or use like the insanity plea or mental health. So something more salacious will come out soon that has to do with the family or something that in the goings-ons that happens behind the closed doors of that house that he lived in with his aunt or with his mom, and his mom's boyfriend. Something will most likely come out. Same thing with the Crumbleys. Same thing. The Crumbleys, same bloody thing. They went in on the parents, looked into all that stuff, finding out all these different things, all these things that I feel like weren't that necessary, but they threw it into the pot to stir it up. So they're going to do the same thing here and try to make it seem like, oh, he shouldn't be tried as an adult. But that's going to be the hard part, the struggle for it all. But yeah, I don't know. This one's to me, it's a open and shut case, in my personal opinion. This is an open and shut case, but we'll see what happens here. We got another super chat, Dark Light. It's super dangerous. It's a super dangerous mindset when kids realize their age can help them get away with unalive because of age. Very wrong. If any kid out here, Dark Light, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. But if there's any kid out here that's literally thinking about, oh, if I commit a crime as heinous as the M word, right? If they literally think that in their minds, make sure that they go seek counseling. I mean, with the quickness. If they realize that, oh, if I commit this crime, erasing this person's life on this planet, oh, yeah, I'll just be tried as a kid. It'll be fine. I'll go to juvie for a little while, and then I'll be released by the time I'm 21. It's all good. Whoo! I hope to the sweet baby Jesus that doesn't happen. But if it does happen, if it does go down that way, seek counseling with the quickness. Sit them down, and have a conversation with them quickly and say, you okay? What's going on here, baby? Why are you talking like this? Why are you thinking like this? We need you to go and talk to a professional before anything bad happens. But unfortunately, a lot of these things, parents are not seeing the forest through the trees. They think their children are angels. And let me tell you something, guys. A lot of your kids aren't angels. They're going, oh, smiley, smiley. And then behind closed doors, they're doing crazy stuff because they kids. But there's the other ones that put out stuff like drawings, poetry, the types of games that they're playing, so on and so forth, that give you a fair glimpse into what's going on in their minds. Those, I feel, are people that you should be looking into. Not saying like, I'm not sitting here saying a full-on CIA probe into their lives. I'm just saying, like, sit them down, talk with them, make sure that they're okay, because you don't want something terrible to happen, especially if they're into that dark, if they lean towards towards darkness, and you see it in their drawings, you see it in what they write, you see in the games that they play, the movies that they watch, the clothes that they wear. I mean, it's everything. It's everything. But then again, I hate to throw the other side of it. Pendulum does swing on the other side. And you'll see these kids who are just doing great. I mean, they live like, they look like clean Republicans of the future, with their pressed khakis and their Oxford button-up shirts and everything, looking freaking head to toe perfect. And then they snap. So it's really about being able to have conversations with your kids. Have an open dialogue with your kids. That's it. Understand them and let them understand you. And let them know that they can turn to you and open up to you and say things that are on their minds without judgment, without fear of getting grounded, without fear of them instantly being ostracized in the family. But I feel like there's a lot of kids out here that do feel that way. And that's sad. And I think this is all the thing. We deal with this as I dealt with this as a kid too. We all deal with, oh, my parents don't understand me, man. I get it. We all go through that phase. But if we're always there, being a lending ear, willing to listen, willing to say, no, babe, honey, son, I'm here to listen. Let's just talk. I'm not going to judge you, man. Come on, sit down. What's up? Maybe stuff like this would happen less. You can't catch them all. You can't be there every day. But you can at least be a listening ear and keep your head on a damn swivel with your kids. And hey, it's okay to be protective over your kids. Because as soon as you relinquish that leash or that grasp, bad things happen. Unfortunate things do happen. And obviously, one thing I'll say too is that I'm not somebody who has any kids or anything like that, but I'm not like some child psychologist or therapist or expert or anything. But I do feel like there are some things of like, you give them some, there's the reel, right? There's hate to use leash for an example, but there's that imaginary string that's connected to you and your child. And then you kind of let it slowly get longer and longer, but it's still tight. There's no lag. It doesn't droop. The string doesn't loop, doesn't droop to the ground. It's tight still. And I feel like that's with most parents until they actually can go ahead, son, go ahead, daughter, into the world and be dope, right? And I think that's okay. But so when you have somebody who's 14 years old, I mean, this is a 14-year-old kid, y'all. 14. And I do feel like in nowadays, there's a lot of times that you say that we see like kids who will have no discipline, have no boundaries. They have no parental guidance. They stick to their phones. They run onto their computers or onto their Xboxes or their PlayStations, and they're stuck in their world. There's no communication with the family. The only times that they actually are together, if they're ever lucky, is during dinner time. And there's a lot of times, y'all, and maybe you guys can agree with me or are dealing with this in your own household. But you notice the moments when you're actually the only times when you see your kid is when they're walking in and out of the house. Every other thing, like even dinner time, there's no family dinner time. It's really like you're giving them a plate and they run back upstairs to play video games in their room, or they're sitting at the dinner table and they're staring at their games, playing stuff or watching things on YouTube, rather than actually sitting and engaging with you as a family. I see it a lot. Shoot, I even see it with the parents doing the same thing. They grab their meal and they go into the other room and they play their PlayStation. They don't even talk to each other. Communication is king. Period. And maybe I'm saying this out loud because I'm not a gamer. I don't play video games. I don't. I don't have enough time, nor do I have any interest in playing video games. And no disrespect to anybody that does. But I feel like there's so much going on up here called life that we're not seeing. Or there's moments that we are not watching when it comes to our kids. And those moments happen so fast because they develop so fast nowadays. They're consuming whatever's on the idiot box, which is now the phone. They're consuming whatever's on their video games and how their friends are talking to them and vice versa. And they instantly think that because of that, they can't talk to anybody and express their feelings to the people that they love. And then that dark seed just grows. And then things like this happen. And I'm not saying that is just how it goes down, but I'm just saying that's a scenario that I've seen and heard about before. So God knows what's going on inside of that home, but period, point blank, something's not right with this young kid. He's 14 years old, but he most definitely should be tried as a full-on adult. And I don't think he should ever know what it feels like to breathe in that freedom air ever again. That's just what I think. Scott Briggs, Pascal, you might get Dr. Grande from YouTube on here and see what he thinks of the case. He'll probably do a video on it. Yeah, you know what? I'd love to, because I love his channel. He's really fantastic, extremely insightful, and he's hilarious, y'all. I don't know if you guys are like lit. It's like I feel like he says things, and because he does it in such a clear eyes, you know what I mean? Bueller. He's very, very deadpan, but he's hilarious, yo. And man, I would love to have him on the show to talk about these things. Real talk. So Scott Briggs, if you got any hookup, if you know this dude and you're like, yo, man, you got to come over to the Pascal show and chop it up with this dude. Help a brother out. That would be amazing. I would love that. Okay. I'm with it all day long. Okay. Let's see. Comments. Yes, dry humor, Simone B. Absolutely, he got that dry humor. You just if you're not listening, you won't catch it. You know what I'm saying? And he just says it such in a deadpan way. You're like, bro, did he just say that? And you got to scroll back and go, man, this guy funny. You know what I'm saying? Yes, dry but hilarious. Exactly, Alicia A. I'm just a fan of his videos, but he seems like a good man. Yeah, I'll try. I don't know how I'd reach out to him, but I'll try. You know, some of these YouTubers you just don't know. You see their videos and you're like, man, he's very insightful, very intelligent dude. And then you go, well, how do I reach out to this mother lover? There's nothing on here except like a fan email account that he probably never looks at. You know what I'm saying? Because he probably gets a lot of requests all day long. So yeah. He's really, really funny and very smart. I'm with it all day long. Let's see. Just looking at some of your comments, guys. But see, okay, I'm with this all day long, right? Simone B. It's okay to play video games with your kids. But if it's like you're on the Wii, somebody else is on PlayStation, and the kid is upstairs in their room playing Xbox, and that's every single day, how are you staying connected with how you being a family? You see what I'm saying? How you being a family? But if you're going, hey, we play board games, we play Wii together, all that, say, yeah, hell yeah. I'm with that all day long, as long as it's incorporated as a family. But there should, in my mind, there should be a time and place for everything. And if dinner time is if dinner time is family time, then dinner time be family time. So you put down the damn phones. You're not picking up the house line when the landline when somebody calls. You're sitting down and you're having that dinner for 30 minutes, however long it takes you guys to have dinner, and just talking and being a family. Video games and playing Wii games and board games as a family, that's what I'm all with that all day long. Because, kids love video games. And hey, I embrace it too. Because that's a way of being connected with your child. It's not only just watching cartoons, Pixar and Disney movies all the time. I mean, you got to find other ways to stay active and have a good time with your kids. But unfortunately, a lot of people I see, nowadays, it's very much I just feel like nowadays it's like, oh, this is dinner, cool. I'll just make myself a plate. Okay, thanks, babe. You know what I'm saying? And they go into their room and they play video games. The husband, the wife, and the kids are doing all this instead of actually spending time with each other. So no one's getting to know each other. It's weird. It's weird. It's very, very weird. So when I see stuff like that, I'm just like, man, because I grew up with that, with family dinner time. And maybe that's old school. I don't know. But I just wish it was something that was incorporated a little bit more in families, in modern day families now. But that's just me. That's just me. Beverly Spiva. Folks don't know about that anymore, Pascal. Yeah, I know. Because we're all focused. We're all stuck on our phones. We're all stuck on our iPads. Or, you know what I mean? The new idiot boxes. Literally the new idiot boxes. These bad boys. These are, we're all this all day long, rather than looking up and seeing what's going on. And hey, I'm stuck on my phone too a lot of times too. I'm not sitting here saying that I just drop everything. How do I know when things are popping off if I'm not looking at my phone, right? But I just feel like there's just a need to be a little bit more alert, aware. Devin S. Where's that? Devin S., thank you so much for the comment. Parents aren't as involved with their kids' lives and would blame their bad parenting on objects and other people. That's true. That's true. Because a lot of times it'll be like, kid, I'm just real tired of, man, just play this. Man, just play this. Take it. Okay? Go sit over there and play it. Bye. Like that happens. I've seen it a million times. Just give her that shiny object. Okay. Oh, finally I can have my time to myself. And it's like, bruh, now those kids don't even give it. They don't even want to communicate with you. They're just communicating with people online. And sometimes they're talking to the wrong people online. Let's keep it real. And getting influenced by people online rather than being influenced by you, who is supposed to be innately their role model. It's just an interesting thing. They look towards their phones for inspiration and guidance rather than looking to the parent. And I see that sometimes. I'm not sitting here saying that that's all parents. Okay? I'm not sitting here saying that this is all parents. But I do witness things like this from time to time. It's nuts. It's nuts. But hopefully at some point And yes, please get those likes up. Greta Lee, thank you so much. If you guys can get it to 300 likes, that would really mean a lot to me. You know what I mean? Because now we're kind of diving into a different part of a conversation. I mean, it's still in the conversation of this, but of course, it's changing a tiny bit. And of course, I got to jump off here soon, so I have a little bit of time to rest before my show tonight. But yeah, I just say, it all starts at home. I know that sounds like a cliched one-liner, but it's really true. It all starts at home. And I strongly urge every single last one of y'all, to maybe change the habit if you can. If you are in that kind of lifestyle, and that maybe I'm not sitting here saying that you need to be your kid's best friend, because I don't think that's entirely healthy either, but at least them knowing that you are somebody that they can confide in. I think that's incredibly important. I think that's incredibly important, man. They just need to realize that you're there not to judge, especially if they don't feel like they have any other place to go to talk to anyone. That's all. This starts at home. And I'm saying you don't need to be Dr. Phil up in this biz naive either, man. You don't need to be Oprah or Oprah Light, Gayle King. You don't need to be that either, man. Just be there when they want to talk to you, and keep your head on a swivel when ish seems to be hitting the fan or things seem strange. Instead of being like, oh, no, he'll work it out. It'll work itself out. No, talk to him. Be aggressive. That's it. That's all a kid wants. Be heard. And that's it. Yeah, no doubt, JT VJ. No, you ain't wrong with that. You don't want to, The next thing you know, you got the Catch Me Outside girl, and she busting wide open on OnlyFans. You don't need that. You don't need that life. Trust. Okay, maybe the money, but not the likes. Maybe the money, but not the OnlyFans. You feel me? Let the kid make the most amazing new device that changes our world, and he's making $50 million off of that, $50 billion off that. I'm with that all the live long day. Okay. Yes, I did, Candy A. That's old school. That's a deep cut. Okay. But anyway, guys, that is the show for today, or for this hour, or whatever. Okay. We got a lot to talk about tonight, so be on the lookout for our show. We'll be on at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'll be sitting down with Nico. And of course, we have a very talented singer, Cassandra Lee, will be on the show tonight to talk about all things that are going on in the world, because we got a lot of other things going on in the world aside from this case and the Johnny Depp case. There's so much popping off. And yeah, we definitely need to talk about some crazy stuff that's going on. So please tune in. And of course, if you haven't done it yet, I know we're almost at 300. So before you head off, do me that small favor, hit that like button down below, send it past 300 likes. That would really, really mean a lot to me. Okay, we're almost there. So just hit that like button down below, send it past 300 likes real quick. Okay, be greatly appreciated. Also, if you haven't done it yet, hit that subscribe button. I talk about everything from true crime to pop culture to controversial to celebrity news, all of them things. Okay, we talk about it right here on the Pascal Show. So hit that subscribe button. Okay, anyway, it is time to get going, y'all. You have a blessed rest of your dinner time. And I will see you guys at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. And I'll see you guys tonight. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.